And I'm like, it's easy. I'll go buy a flash drive, I'll plug it in, and I will take my songs from that desktop and put them onto my laptop, right? It's real simple. It's almost too simple. And it was too simple for Steve Jobs to let that happen. He just couldn't freaking be happy with his multi-hundreds of billions of dollars he already has. The dude is dead and still making money, right? So, I have a small flash drive. It doesn't fit 3,000 songs. I can fit about 500. It takes about 15 minutes. It's very slow. 500 to copy it on here, take it out, plug it in my laptop, about 15 minutes to put those 500 onto my iTunes, right? So about 30 minutes for 500 songs. I'm like, okay. So I get those 500 songs and I put them into my iTunes library. I'm like, okay, you know, this is simple. It lined up, it's playing, right? It's playing, hey guys. And so I click play on my iTunes. It plays. I'm like, ho ho ho! Gotcha, Steve.
Dear God.
Gotcha, Steve. Right? So I unplug this to do the other, you know, to do the other 2,500 songs I have, you know. I'm like, well, you know, while this is playing, I want to listen to music. Okay. So on my laptop, I click a song, double click it. No music comes out. I'm like, quit playing, bro, double click again. Error. File cannot be found. Bullshit. I'm looking at this file right now, and you're telling me that it is not on there? What are you saying? It's right here. I just downloaded it onto my hard drive. Why is it not here? Right? So I am pissed. I am throwing stuff. I am cussing like a sailor. I'm like, I'm not about to re-download 3,000 songs or buy $3,000 worth of music. I don't do that. My game is too high to do that, right? So I'm like, okay, well, I get to thinking. What if I recopied it and made duplicates? I don't know why. I just got the bright idea to do it. Probably because God helped me. Because he realized that Steve Jobs is Antichrist. And so he's like, hey, no one understands. No one wants to listen to me about how evil this man really was. And I was the only one to question him. So that's when I was blessed with the superior knowledge that I have now. So then I re-download 30 minutes, 500 songs, back onto my laptop. Instead of putting them right into my iTunes, I copy it into my music first, and then copy it to my library, my iTunes library,
Yes.
right? Boom. Pull it out, click it, it works. I am high as a kite right now, right? I am dancing around, I'm like, woo! Right? So I'm calling Steve out over the computer because I know there's chips and all these little Macs. You know he hears everything. The dude's hearing me right now in his grave. He hears everything, right? So I'm like, calling him out, yeah, Steve, you can't stop me. You can't stop me. You know, this is my music. I'm not buying your shit, bro. You can't hop on the stuff I do. So I flip him off. I'm like, yeah, Steve. I kid you not. As soon as I called Steve out, I was like, fuck you, Steve. Boom. All the power in my apartment went off. All of it. And it wasn't like, delay. It was as soon, like, snapped a finger and it was off. So I'm sitting there and I'm not going to lie, I'm scared. Steve Jobs is about to come kill me, right? So I'm like, okay, well, my laptop is wireless, so it didn't die. So this is the only source of light emitting from it, and it's just, it shows my windows, right? So I'm like, okay, well, me, you know, it's hard to keep my mouth shut when it comes to things like this, so I was like, Steve, you can't stop me, son. Wireless, right? So, needless to say, the power comes back on, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to try to just get this done as fast as I can. I'm not going to piss off the god Steve Jobs anymore, right? So, about 3.5 hours later, 3.5 hours later, I finally get all my songs over, and they all work. Now, I had to edit all the names to make sure they were right. I had to put the artwork back on them. So it took about 3.5 hours.
Sucks.
As I unplug it and I finished, right? I look up. What now, Steve? What now? I swear to God. I swear, as soon as I said that, what now, Steve? Zoom! Power went out again. Like, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. I'm tripping so hard. But I'm not scared now because I have what I came for on my laptop. I have all my music, all my apps, all my media on my laptop now. So I'm like, bro, you can't stop me. Wireless. Okay, I still have battery life. I can listen to all the songs I want now. So, right? Okay, so I come back down here. I come back down to Corpus, and I have the worst week of my life. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong. Everything. And that is because Steve. Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs did this to me, right? Every little thing. My phone, my chemistry test, my computer, everything. Because he knew that I got one by him. I gypped him out of about $3,000, right? Which isn't a lot when you think about 100 billion, but it's whatever. So, things started going really bad. And then that blessed day comes where I come in and I find the news that this old dirty bastard has died.
From me.
I have not jumped that high. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar could not have beat me in a jump ball that day. I jumped through the roof. I jumped through my clothes. I landed and I was naked. I don't know what happened, right? I screamed and jumped. I was giddy like a little schoolgirl. But I know now that this war is not over, right? Because it's just like Al-Qaeda. Steve Jobs is just like Al-Qaeda. We killed Osama bin Laden. I killed Steve Jobs. Or not me. I can't say that. Steve Jobs died of natural causes. The lust of money. But as soon as you take down a leader, one of their minions step up, right? So we need to be careful.
Cooks.
Yes. What's his name?
Cooks.
Cooks. You're next. Okay. So this is just like Al-Qaeda. We killed Osama. Another little Habib is gonna step in, right? Steve Jobs is gone. Cooks is gonna step up, right? But this doesn't mean that we can't celebrate and rejoice and know that on October 5th, 2011, the world became a safer place for at least one more night. So that, my friends, is how I defeated Steve Jobs. And that is why there's so much bad blood between me and this man that, you know, I can sleep peacefully at night. And you know, people be like, oh, he had a family and stuff. Should have died. Thank you. Thank you.
That was beautiful reasoning.